Joe, what did you think of Dune 2?
Well, I loved it, Brett. I saw Dune 2 at 70 millimeter IMAX at City Walk, which, folks, is a massive screen. I sat in the 5th row. I sat in the middle. I got a big bowl of popcorn, and I just watched the shit out of Dune 2. Dune is super simple, Brett. It is like a straightforward thing. It is Star Wars. It is like, you know how Dune is going to go. What I appreciated about Dune 2 was Denis sort of like let up then on the insistent sort of like downbeat plotting of big budget Hollywood filmmaking, and sort of kind of left the time to become sort of abstracted as the movie went along, and the plot points to not really have like a solid clarity through beat, and the whole proceeding started to feel really mirage-like and sort of a bit of a dream-like quality as we sort of race towards the end of the film. And I found that very effective. The man is obsessed with the visual. He said it on Fresh Air like a couple weeks ago. If he could make silent movies, he would. He does not care about dialogue. He just cares about the visual. I found that Dune 2, he incorporated all of his gorgeous, I wish I was making Lawrence of Arabia sort of scope of his cinema, but it had that nice pacing. And I left the theater and I wanted to ride a worm. I wanted to ride a worm. The riding the worm scene, real quick, last thing, sorry. I loved that part. Just things I loved. Riding the big worm, that was great. Okay. The Baron rocks, Brett. I'm excited to hear your take. I hope you'll speak on the Baron and you'll let me know thumbs up, thumbs down. Baron rocks. Baron rocked about Dune 1. What's everyone's favorite parts of Dune 1? Oh, he's up on the ceiling with the poison. He's coming out of the big tub. He's floating. He has a pet spider. He's awesome. Dune 2, if you're a Baron guy, you're going to love Dune 2.
The movie to me is beautiful in the way that like a luxury car commercial can be beautiful. It's beautiful. It's like it's the aesthetic is like the aesthetic of like a bloodless corpse. It is like there is so little life in his aesthetic. There is so little energy and charisma. And as beautiful as the opening action sequences are and the beginning of the movie is, I'm constantly feeling like, what am I missing? I'm missing something. Why don't I like this more? It's gorgeous. It's amazing. It's got all the elements, but there's something. What's missing? And I realized what's missing when Josh Brolin entered the movie, because it was the same thing that happened to me in Blade Runner 2049 when Harrison Ford entered the movie. And what I realized was like, oh right, big movies like this need fucking movie stars. And they need movie stars who are acting like movie stars, who have the charisma and the presence and eat up the screen in the way that movie stars eat up the screen. When Brolin comes in, you cannot tell me that when Brolin comes into the movie and he's strumming that guitar and suddenly you get this fucking swagger and this charisma, suddenly I'm like, here we go, a movie. Before that, though, there is a precision to the movie's detriment, and I don't know how the actors were coached, but everyone is guarded. Zendaya is like, and you can see it bubbling up a little bit. Zendaya has such natural charisma, such natural just sort of just such natural sort of energy, and there's such a humanness to her, and she sort of makes everything fun, no matter even if it's depressing and dark. But there's like everybody's sort of bottled up. Everyone's energy is bottled up. All the performances are bottled up. And I did, of course, love the Baron. I love those.
Thank you.
I love those visuals, but he could have gone harder and weirder in those moments, because to me, Dune is giving you H.R. Giger light, people. It is giving you diet Giger. It is not giving you full Giger. It's starting to flirt with H.R. Giger when we go to the Baron's planet and they're doing the big Colosseum fight where we see Austin Butler for the first time, and those weird creatures in the black cloaks are sort of in the background.
I love
it's flirting with Giger, but give me more, because
Right.
what Giger would do is he would make. There was kind of something disgusting and body horror always about Giger. Right. But here it's like Giger from a distance. It's Giger in a museum. Because again, everything is about this sort of museum level precision. And at a point that becomes boring and I become disengaged from that. So I would and we're going to talk about Villeneuve's earlier movies in a second. To me, there is a break in Villeneuve's filmography where Hollywood takes over and he starts to work on these big budget franchise movies.
Good.
And to me, that's where this whole thing starts. You could argue that it was there in the earlier movies, that it was present in the earlier movies, but it becomes overpowering in Blade Runner and in the Dunes and even in Arrival a little bit. This just, again, precision to the detriment of the movie. This obsession with everything being perfect, everything being sort of minimalist, all the performances being a little muted, even the sort of like, the look of it being always sort of slightly muted. If this just remains the Villeneuve aesthetic and we get a Villeneuve movie that looks like this, that's fine. But please, if these movies become financially successful, this is going to become the look, much like the Fincher filter, this is going to become the look and the feel of mainstream sci-fi, and I'm begging you, Hollywood,
Brett.
Please do not let that happen. Please, please, please
Too
do not
late,
let that happen.
friend.
Keep kitsch in sci-fi. Keep camp in sci-fi. Keep color in sci-fi. Please do not make all sci-fi look like a luxury car commercial. I'm begging you.